Hey everybody, it's Dr. Ashley, pediatric emergency mom. I hope that you guys enjoy this video on CROUP, or if you're listening to the podcast, you enjoy this recording. This is an old recording that I did, and I'm sharing now to YouTube and the podcast on CROUP. So I did this in January of 2020, which is when my younger son had CROUP so bad that we ended up in the ER. So I hope you find it helpful.
We have had a lot of CROUP and a lot of pretty severe cases of CROUP. So I've talked about CROUP before in cough. CROUP is that seal bark cough that you cannot mistake, right? You can hear it from across the room, down the hall. It's just really, really noticeable. And then they'll have trouble breathing. So what happens with CROUP is you get swelling of the upper airway, and so they'll have stridor. It's called stridor. So it's not wheezing like asthma, but it's that kind of noise. It's high pitched. It's loud. You can, in some instances, it's very loud. Inspiratory stridor is what we mostly see, but occasionally we'll see what's called biphasic stridor, which is what Henry had, which is so he's sucking to pull the air in past this kind of swollen area, and then he's pushing to blow the air out past the swollen area. And I gotta tell y'all, I've seen this a million times. I've done this with my kids. I don't even know how many times each of them has had CROUP, but this was by far the worst. Poor guy was like wide-eyed, anxious, air hungry, so just trying to breathe and feeling like he can't get a good breath. And so thank goodness it was actually cold here that night. And so I brought him outside, and we tried to take deep breaths together and get that cool, dry air going. And that really it did a little bit. And so we put him in my dad's truck and strapped him in his car seat and rode with the windows down, toward the hospital. And then when we got to the hospital, I just made the decision to bring him in because he still had some noise. So the stridor and with CROUP, really what you need is cold, dry air. And I've talked about this before. So think about like if you have hives, like if you have an allergic reaction and you have hives, so you have that swelling kind of under the skin and you get hot and sweaty, it gets worse, right? The swelling gets worse, the itching gets worse, everything kind of gets worse. So with CROUP, it's still that idea of swelling. So a better thing is cold, dry air. Now, if you have a lot of snot, nasal congestion in your little ones, then you want to do the hot steamy shower to help suction that mucus out. So cold dry air, whether that be it's cold outside, or you put them in the car and crank the air conditioner, or you put them in the car and drive them around. You could also open the freezer and have them take some deep breaths of that cold air. But sometimes they're so severe. I think my freezer stuff would have started to melt with Henry. So when in doubt, and if you think they're really struggling to breathe, please bring them to the ER. I mean, we're always happy to see these kids. A lot of the times, by the time they get to the ER, the parents say, "I promise they were worse when we were at home." We say, "We believe you. Absolutely, we believe you." CROUP is a scary thing. So when they have those kind of noises, the treatment is not the same as asthma breathing treatments. The treatment is racemic epinephrine. So asthma breathing treatments, albuterol, but racemic epinephrine helps to decrease the swelling. And then usually we dose them with steroids, and that helps to decrease the swelling too. So that's kind of CROUP.
So sorry, it does end a little bit abruptly because I covered another topic after that, but I just wanted to limit it to CROUP, so I edited the video. So I hope you found this helpful. Henry has done well. Since then, we've had off and on episodes of CROUP, but knock wood, have not ended up in the hospital again.